Hey there, this is the introduction to the Ginger Brothers Grimm YouTube channel. My name's Nate, and this is
Patrick.
old Big Pat over here. Um, so we've made this channel because one, it helps out with us here at Sir Walter Chevrolet in Raleigh, North Carolina. What our plan is to showcase retail vehicles one time a week, and then Pat's going to be showcasing commercial vehicles one time a week. He's new to this, so he's a bit sketchy, But once he opens up and we get into the channel and start doing some work with it, he's going to open up and we'll speak like we're Russians and have a goofy time. Another thing we want to do, though, is we want to start this thing called Thirsty Thursdays. I know everyone's thinking, oh, we're drinking. They can't drink at the car lot. But with that being said, Thirsty Thursdays is about these people acting like thirst traps online and saying that they're these huge car gurus. They worked at a dealership for about 2 weeks in a spit, and they know everything about cars, and they're teaching people online how to get over on dealerships and get better deals on cars. And that's kind of where we want to sit at and stick to inside this atmosphere to help people to understand what goes on inside the dealership. And we'll have general managers on, we'll have service reps, we'll have commercial reps, finance managers on, and of course there'll be Sir Walter because home cooking. But if someone wants to come on from somewhere like Fred Anderson Toyota, from Capital Chevrolet or Ford, we'll gladly have them on, and chop it up. I think the first thing we want to do though is go over one that I've been seeing a lot of. The car lots make a buttload of money.
Boatload of money.
Yeah.
All the time.
All the time. And you see it all the time online. These car lots, I'm letting you know, they're selling a vehicle for $80,000. They've only paid $50,000 for it.
100% a lie. 100% a lie.
It's not even close. $2, $3, $4, maybe $5,000. And don't get me wrong, profit is not a bad word. You're talking to a guy who has a business degree, who taught business at high school for 3 years. Profit's not a bad word. Everyone loves profit and making money, but it's not what you think it is. If you get an $80,000 Suburban, how much are you making?
Maybe four, if you're lucky.
Yeah. And you got to think, if you ask for more money in your trade-in, that's not more money we're giving you in the trade-in. That's more money we're taking off the deal, right? You want money off the vehicle. That's more money we're taking off. We've had multiple deals where we're negative $1,000, negative $2,000 in a deal, and we're going, God, I hope when they get back to the finance box, they buy some service contracts so we can make a little bit of money. And that happens a lot.
100%.
Because we try to do the best we can do for our customers, because we're a small family-owned business that's been around since 1928, and we have to compete with these mega corporations, right? So, and these mega corporations are volume dealers, and they'll lose $5,000-$6,000 on a deal, but they'll add in all these accessories and make up for it. But it looks pretty on paper until you sign the final paperwork and figure out that you're paying way more than you thought you were. So, with that being said, we're not making the amount of profit that everyone thinks that we are, ever. But I think the biggest thing that you run into is, if you want to listen to the car gurus online, more than welcome to, right?
100%. We're never going to take away anything from anybody, because everybody's also got something to give. I mean, are they 100% wrong? No, but coming down to profit margins, coming down to everybody's just trying to swindle somebody in a certain way. There's this whole stigma against the car industry in general that just isn't true, and we want to bring that to the light.
Yeah, and I'm a retired vet. I was a school teacher and a football coach. Pat here was
retired corrections in the state of North Carolina.
Right, and I told my bosses when I came here, one, I think that selling cars is easy, but the first time I feel slimy, greasy, nasty, I'm going to quit.
100%.
I've yet to feel even a little grease on my fingers yet, because I'm very, very open with my people. In fact, when someone says, hey, I'm going to go down the road to this next dealership, my first thing is, go ahead. I'll be here when you come back. Don't be embarrassed. Just come back if we have the better deal. And I'll shake their hand. And 60% of the time, they come back pretty quickly too.
Very much so. It doesn't ever come down to, and that's also what we want to kill is that stigma of please shop, do your diligence, do your research, do your what's going to work best for you and your family. But if that decision was to leave, say, our dealership and go do that research, but realize that it worked better out with us, we want to take away that embarrassment's the best word for it.
Yeah.
It really is, because everybody's like, oh, I'm embarrassed. Oh my goodness, I walked away from a wonderful deal that, and just to go back and a little humility, little just, oh, well, I was wrong. Okay, but now you're getting the best deal there and not swindled by somebody else.
And we've had it happen multiple times. And like for us here at Sir Walter, if Pat walks away from a deal and he feels embarrassed, come back. I'm not going to go, yeah, it didn't work out, did it? I'm not doing that.
No.
You're going to walk up, I'll shake your hand, go, hey man, glad to have you back. And then just work the deal again, right? Just continually work the deal and make it work for you and get the numbers right for you and then compete. So my big thing when I talk to my customers is I'm not a sales associate, I'm not a salesman, I am a sales consultant. And with that being said, everyone's like, well, what's the difference? Okay. As a consultant, I'm not here to sell you a car. I'm here to consult you through the process of buying a car. And my job is that I am with you against the tower and the managers, right? And once I get the managers on, we do like, you're going to negotiate, but you're negotiating with me. I'm not negotiating with you. I'm going, you tell me, hey, I want it for this number. I go, hey, that's realistic, or hey, that's not realistic. And then I try to help you out. And then I write down the numbers. I take it to the tower and they go, no, or yeah, let's go. And they'll change the numbers and give it to me and I'll go have you sign. Once we have that signature and that agreement, at that point we run credit or you're doing cash, whatever it is you're doing, I am now stepping forward, and Pat does the same thing, with the tower by our side to now present the information to the banks if you do run credit. And it's now all of us together against the bank system to try and get you funded. Okay. That's where we're at, right? We're not trying to do the best bank one that gives us the most money, because make no odds or ends about it. The old saying that my grandfather had whenever he had his own car lot down in Aiken is cash is king. You'd hear all the old guys come and say that. And no longer is that true. That's another issue that we run into is finance is king, because even if it's a negative deal, the financing is going to make us a little bit of money here at the car lot. So with that being said, understand that we're here to help, not hinder you. We would much rather see you get into a car that fits you and keeps you with the Sir Walter family
100%.
every day of the week. Okay. So this is something we're going to do on Thristy Thursdays, where we are here probably every other Thursday. Sometimes we'll do it earlier, later, but it's a Thristy Thursday segment. And we're going to actually start breaking down the videos of people doing this stuff, so they can get likes, and it's hurting the car industry. Electric vehicles, gas vehicles, diesel vehicles, it's just hurting it, and it hurts it for no reason, especially when there's so many people out there that want cars, nice cars, right?
Not even the ones that completely. You get the people that want their vehicles, want the newest, nicest, shiny thing, but you also do have those families out there that need something,
yes,
or need a second something. And a lot of these are just hurting them because they think they need to do this or they're not getting a good deal.
Right.
And it's just hurting not only the car industry ourselves, of course, but it's also hurting them because they're wandering around and spending weeks, if not months, looking for a car, looking for this amazing deal just because somebody said something in a TikTok once.
Yeah. And when we say them, we're saying you out there in the audience. It's hurting you when you listen to these people on there. I mean, you come to us, we're going to tell you the truth.
100%.
Okay? There's no reason for us to lie, because at the end of the day, if I lie to you, you're going to go somewhere else and find out it's a lie. So with that being said, find the place that you trust. We sell cars to people from West Virginia, California, Washington State, Texas, Alabama. These are just, I've been here since January. These are states that I have physically sold to.
Oh, 100%. I've sent 2 or 3 cars all the way out to California.
Yeah.
I've even had a returning service member.
Yeah.
Still in his final couple weeks in another country, working a deal to come home and pick up a vehicle from me.
Exactly.
So transparency is our whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to pass along to y'all.
Yes. And so with that all being said, right, I'm not saying that every dealership's trustworthy. I'm not saying that every dealership's out there trying to make a crap ton of money. It's a money-making endeavor, okay? You have, I'm never going to name other car lots on here as far as negative, but you have other car lots that will give you $13,000 off of our own prices, which is ridiculous because we are already super low priced on all of our vehicles. And it's just to beat out the smaller competition like us.
Mm-hmm.
And what you realize is when you go into the finance box, they put on low jack.
On a brand new vehicle that's got, say, for our industry is Sir Walter Chevrolet, OnStar for a Chevrolet that does literally the same thing of tracking the vehicle. So what are you essentially paying for?
Yeah, it's kind of a duplicitous process there. Or they're charging $1,000, $1,500 for nitrogen in tires, mm-hmm. which, don't get me wrong, 10 years ago, nitrogen tires was all the rage. And you had to have, like I had a friend that owned a service station, and it's DK Hardy Auto off Camden Road in Fayetteville, North Carolina, Hope Mills area. It used to be my next door neighbor, and you had to buy a nitrogen machine to pump nitrogen into the mm-hmm. tires. And he finally just got rid of it. He's like, it's too much. Well, now it's not even that expensive. And half the time, you're actually just getting air. You're not getting nitrogen. They're just putting a green cap on, right? You got that stuff. They're charging double, triple for their appearance protection programs. They're putting on tint when most vehicles from the front windows back already are tinted. Mm-hmm. So if it's just the driver and passenger doors, but you're charging $2,000 for tint. Our tint guy charges what? A few $100s?
Oh.
If that?
If that.
Yeah. I mean, and they're saying, it took days. I just sold a Corvette the other day. Last minute, the guy wanted tint before he came in. And here's the thing.
Had it done that morning.
Yeah. I called him. He came and picked it up. An hour later, he drove it to my detail shop to get it washed. I mean, an hour to get tint on a $126,000 Corvette. Okay, so with that being said, like, there's profit there in this industry, yes, and there's good money to be made as salespeople, as finance managers, as managers, of course. I'm not going to say that doesn't happen. We have to feed our families as well. I think the thing that runs the gambit is you don't make $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 as a salesperson and $1 million a year as a manager, because that's what would be true if we were selling $80,000 cars for $50,000. I mean, the revenue sharing would be astronomical,
ridiculous,
right? And you would know because we would all be driving Corvettes and lifted trucks, and don't get me wrong, we have some nice cars out there in the lot,
yeah,
but we don't have 15 of them. We also have our own struggles of paycheck to paycheck, and yeah. It's normal life here, right? And I'll quote Elon Musk. Not everyone likes Elon Musk, and I get it, and he kind of changed the car market too in this statement. You're not going to make $1 million selling cars. You're not making $1 million buying cars. You're going to make $1 million in services of cars. Okay. And that's if it's on warranty or not. That's all paid and salaried out. So that's where you make your money as a dealership. And you're like, well, that means you're selling crap cars. Not actually. It's mechanical. Everything mechanical breaks.
Everything.
If you have kids, they'll find a way to break anything. I came home last night and my son goes, Had the same remote for the past 5 years on my Amazon Firebox. Come home, he goes, I go, okay, son, go upstairs, give me the remote. He goes, oh, by the way, Dad, the back of the remote's broken. How did that happen? They find a way to break things. We're just big kids. We find a way to break things too.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. And it could just be you driving the vehicle. I mean, it's a bunch of parts moving. So you have to be able to service them. You have to be able to fix them. But that's a part of the game. That's part of how life is when you're talking about a combustion engine. You're having miniature explosions inside a car that are contained to drive it forward. And you're like, well, what about EVs?
even in that market, you've got thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, moving little parts.
Yes.
And if you still have a motor of some sort that a battery powers to get the wheels turning. So not only that, but I mean, you got your electrical side of it. I mean, how many times you get a cell phone that you've had 2 or 3 years that, I mean, you think you charge it to 100%, but it don't last you the whole day no more.
Something, you don't get me wrong, sometimes you're like, I think the cell phones are doing this on purpose.
Yeah, definitely.
He's had 5 system updates. Time for a new phone, guy, right? So we get it. Anytime you're spending money, there's always that feeling of you're getting the raw end of the deal, you're getting the shaft. It's easy to listen to some butthole online who says they have all the answers. It could be a pretty face, it could be a handsome face, it could be just some guy, I fix cars and I can tell you what's going on. Or guys like, man, I race cars all the time and I'm out there on the streets, yo. It is what it is. But with that being said, everyone's an expert until you actually are able to question them. By no means am I an expert in this field.
No, not even a little bit.
Pat's my mentor, when it comes to this market. And with that being said, it's still able to be seen that we're here to help you. It's a service industry. As I taught business, I had to tell kids like, okay, let's go over what's service and what's a tangible good, intangible and tangible. Like a cell phone. Oh, that's tangible. Is it? Is it a tangible good? Or because you could use a cell phone, yes, but you have to pay for it, and it's a system. A haircut. Well, I'm getting my haircut, so it's tangible. It's a service, right? When you walk into a car lot, you're buying a tangible good through an intangible service. A lot of people don't get that. Even in it's like, well, what about CarMax and Carvana and buy one out of the electric elevator like a soda can? It's still a service. Okay, we're here to give you the best experience as a customer we can give you, because we like talking to people. Obviously, we talk 100%. All the daggum time, and you're going to see as we do this, we talk probably way too much.
Sometimes, yeah.
Because
we also do understand this. We believe it or not, even still being on this side of the table, we buy cars too. We're on literally both sides of the table at the same time.
Sometimes we buy too often. My wife. Sorry, babe.
But coming back to you guys, this is not a cheap purchase most of the time. And sometimes it's the second most expensive purchase somebody makes behind a house. Mm. We understand the nerves. We understand the wanting to have the best deal. Yeah. Wanting to feel like you're not swindled, making sure you're getting what you pay for. Mm-hmm. And that's what we do here as the consultant. Yeah. We're here to help. What's going to fit your needs? We don't want to see you back in 6 months saying, oh, I hate this vehicle. I couldn't tell you how many times it's happened. I've had somebody buy a car not from me. They bought a car elsewhere. Not to name names. But a week later, they're coming to me to buy what they truly wanted and needed. I have a longtime customer that I've been working with since February, and
He calls me up because his friends bought a vehicle down in Elizabethton, in here in North Carolina, and out there in Bladen County, and they bought a great truck. It was a rough process at first. In fact, when I got done selling that car, and I thought they were still going to cuss me out, and ended up thanking me at the end of it, and like, holy crap, that worked out. And I was real fresh in the industry at that point in time here at Sir Walter. And then they say, we're going to send you a referral. He had a car for a year with 9,000 miles on it. We gave him great numbers on it. Tried to get him to a Silverado. He goes and buys a Silverado elsewhere. Come to find out, he didn't really want a 1,500. He wanted a 2,500. So he's been working with me for the past 2 months on a 2,500. Oh, mind you, he's only put 4,000 miles on his 1,500 in 4 months. And he's already talking about trading it in.
Mm-hmm.
We want you to be in what you want, that you're capable of getting into. That's a key thing.
Another key piece, 100%.
When you come here, we're gonna sit you down and do a needs analysis right off the bat. We're not. I want to see a Corvette. If you want to see a Corvette, I'll show you a Corvette all day long. But do you need it? Do you want it? Do you have to have it? If you can answer yes to all those things and you have the means to do so, dude, I'll sell you a Corvette all day long, twice on Sunday. Well, we're closed Sunday, so twice on Saturday. We're like Jesus chicken. We got church things to do, I guess. So with that being said, I think that understanding that the car industry, there are people out there that will shaft you. There are people out there that will do you wrong. Everyone has a bad review sometimes. Everyone has great reviews sometimes. I mean, it is what it is. I think that the social media industry has done a lot good for many companies. That's good for our companies. I have great Google reviews. Pat has great Google reviews. We have great surveys. Our social media stuff has been kicking off. Hence, there's why we're starting right now the Ginger Brothers Grimm. And doing what we're doing. I've made 2 commercials on here already. Got to make another one. I think that what we're seeing is this counterculture that you see going through politics and media. It's always prevalent in social media, and everyone can on social media. You can say whatever you want. Sometimes you might get canceled, right? We're not trying to be 2 bears, 1 cave, and I don't want to be Bert Kreischer with a Nazi teacup. Being called racist. But with that being said, I think that what we look at is the people that are getting on there. They like, I worked at X car lot for a year. I'm gonna tell you right now, I sold a blue car to someone who didn't want a blue car, and I sold it to him, and I made $20,000 of profit. If that was true, you'd still be selling cars and not sitting in what looks like to be a supply closet somewhere in a back office.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's where we're at. Okay, and personally, it's not every place. We're not like the big car lots, like they start with an H. All over America. Shout out to them; they're amazing. But as competition, I think that what we have to look at is. And I'm about to shoot a commercial with our social media person sometime later today. Here at Sir Walter, we have people whose grandparents bought vehicles from us. What place can you go to where someone comes and buys a car or a truck, the husband and wife buy a car and a truck, the kids buy a car and a truck, the grandkids buy a car and a truck, the great grandkids have bought a car and a truck. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for that. Profit's great, but we're in Raleigh. We want to service the Raleigh area.
100%.
Right? We're literally named Sir Walter, which most people are like, so who's Mr. Walter? I've actually had that asked.
Yes.
I came here in January and went, why the hell are we named Sir Walter? And this guy, actually my mentor here, big dumbass here, me, he looked at me and goes, Sir Walter Raleigh? Oh, that's a thing?
Yes.
Given I was raised in South Carolina, grew up in California, Georgia, and Tennessee, came to North Carolina for the Army. I didn't know nothing about the Army except for historical facts, like such as Revolutionary War, Civil War facts, stuff like that. And other than that, I had no clue what Sir Walter Raleigh was because I lived in Fayetteville for 15 years. I can tell you all about Lafayette. That's about it, right? So that being said, we're named Sir Walter after Sir Walter Raleigh. I mean, we are a part of this community, right? And if we are shafting people, in fact, I can speak for a lot of other car lots as well. If they are shafting people, it catches up with them. If they're trying to make this buku profit, it is absolutely catching up with them. So would we like to see the industry not be in a slowdown? I think it's already picking back up, as we've seen.
Yeah.
To the point where we wanted to start this YouTube channel 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it got pretty busy. Life got busy, the lot got busy, and for some reason people like redheads selling them cars, so with beards. But hey, I'll take that. But we're going pretty religious about being on here, and sometimes we'll be walking around and just talking with you guys. Obviously, this is the first stint into it, so we'll get better at this.
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely.
Pat's already spoken more than I thought he would speak at all today.
It's different. I'm usually just sitting taking pictures of the kid, and I'm on the other side of the camera.
Well, that's another thing. I mean, people don't realize that we're two big dudes with big red beards, but I mean, we're family guys. He has a daughter. She's wonderful, Ginger. I've got 3 kids. Only one of them is Ginger. Don't know how it works. It's just a lottery thing, I think. So with that being said, like, we're family guys, but we're here most days 8 to 8. Mm-hmm. I mean, and it can be rough, but it's worth it working with people and, everything else. So shameless push here. If you're in the area, come to Sir Walter Chevrolet. If you want to talk to us, you want to have a one-on-one on here on the YouTube channel, message us. We'll talk to you.
100%.
We'll walk you through it. If you're one of the thirst traps that are out there saying, this is how you get over on a dealership, and you want to argue, dude, let's have at it. I don't care. I'm down for a good classic debate any time of day. And shameless plug. You need anything from Sir Walter Chevrolet on my side, phone number is 984-257-9122.
And I work both sides. I work commercial and retail. So any questions on my end too, 919-617-0292.
Yeah. So like I said, we're very open. We're open books to people. Come see us. I know that we had a guy at Cars and Coffee. Next time we go to Cars and Coffee, definitely bring in the video system so we can actually do some recording. We had a couple people come up and I said, hey, I'm gonna put the YouTube channel on there. They wanted to look it up, saw the commercials that we built, and they're already following us. So hi to you guys out there. But we're new, so slowly but surely we'll see what we can do.
100%.
Other than that, I'm Nate. This is Pat. Right, Pat?
I hope so.
Yeah. And this has been the Brothers Grimm, and we'll see you next week as we break down some retail vehicle and a commercial vehicle, and back at Thirsty Thursday. So we'll see you then.
Have a good one.
Yeah.